Hi everyone, it's so great to have you with me today. Thank you so much for being here. So as you can see, I've got my pearlescent paints back, but I'm going to go on a big canvas, 40 inches by 20 inches. And this time I'm going to do a wave. And I've obviously filmed this already and I know my end result, and I really can't emphasize enough how blown away I was with this design. So I'd love for you to stick around to watch the whole process. So first of all, I'm going to put the lamp black paint on my base of my canvas. Now the black is what really makes these pearlescent paints work. You need the light to go through the paints, bounce off of a black background to make those paints really shimmer. So the base is down, and I'm going to take each colour in turn and draw out a wave. But I'm going to do it with my stick. So as you can see, I've got my stick. It's just like a popsicle stick or a lollipop stick, whatever you want to call it. And I'm literally taking the paint on the stick and drawing it onto the canvas. So of course this is just liquid paint mixed with Floetrol, 3 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint, and I'm controlling the amount of paint that I actually place on my canvas. I don't want heavy puddles of paint on this. I just want it to go around the wave motion down to the crest. So again, I'm going to take one colour at a time, and I'm just going to place a little amount of paint from each colour in the shape of the wave. And let's watch this transform. I've sped this up so you don't get bored. So I hope you enjoy this process. So as I place the paint down on the surface of the canvas, I'm just loading the wooden stick up with paint and drizzling it along the wave. That's how I'm controlling how much paint I put down and ensuring that there's a really good infusion of those colours. It's almost like drawing it, but I'm just drizzling the paint off the stick onto the canvas. And I'm just following that wave motion. That's how I'm really going to get the movement into this piece. I'm going to swipe it a little bit later on, but getting each of the colours down consistently is the main aim of this process so far. So I've got enough paint down, and now I'm just going to take my palette knife, which is quite a wide palette knife, and I'm just going to swipe along the movement and the direction of the wave. When I place my palette knife down, I'm allowing the palette knife literally just to rest on top of the paint before gliding it across that wave motion. In a minute, I switch my palette knife for a smaller palette knife. So you can see here, I'm now using a smaller palette knife. That's because I want to create different depth and different movement across this wave. By using different palette knife sizes, I'm able to use them to create that depth and control those lines that I'm merging. So I've laid the paint down, and by using the palette knife, I can slowly infuse those colours together. But the great thing with pearlescent paints is really you don't know how it's going to turn out, because you get an idea of the colours that you've laid down and where, but it really pops and transforms when it starts to dry. So it's going to be a surprise for us all. But what I would say is we've put a good consistent layer down of each colour, and we're just taking that palette knife now to infuse those colours, to merge those colours together. But I also want to create the effect of like water and a wave would do. So breaking up in certain areas and infusing certain colours together. And that's what I'm doing here by using the palette knife to really merge those colours and infuse those colours together. When you stand back and look at your piece and your composition, you'll probably want to tweak it. So I'm not entirely happy with the crest here. So I'm increasing that crest size. I'm increasing it slightly because I feel that it needs to be slightly bigger to have a really good composition for the whole piece. So I'm just layering some more paint now. Again, just using my stick so I can control how much paint I use. And then I go over that piece with my palette knife and merge those colours and infuse those lines together. I'm just going to use my finger now to make some of those lines and edges a little bit softer. So for me, the vibe and the mood of this piece wasn't right because I really wanted this wave to crash into this piece as the crest moves over and goes down on itself. So I really wanted to change one side of this wave. Rather than having quite a solid line running along the bottom of the canvas, I wanted it to almost kind of burst in from the side. So I'm adding some more paint and swiping the paint at the side that you can see now. And I think you'll agree, when you get to see a close-up, it's changed the whole perspective of this piece. And I feel that the composition really complements the whole piece together. I'm so happy with this. Let me take you in for a close-up of the wet version. You can probably see some of the shades of those pearlescent paints already starting to change colour. And the kind of intention of this was I wanted to mix all of those 6 colours together to have a really colourful pearlescent wave as my end result. So fingers crossed, as it dries, you'll see a number of those colours really popping through. So I'll let this dry and then I'll take you in for a close-up of the dry version. Okay, so brace yourself. Are you ready to see the dry result? Yeah? So here it is, the dry version of the pearlescent wave, and I know I say it every time, and you can see some of the designs behind this piece that I always say, oh, it's my best one so far, but I'm really proud of this. And it was a bit of a risk going for a really big canvas and to do a wave because I didn't know how it was going to turn out. But I really do love the design of this, and I love the movement within that wave. I've not swiped a wave before. I've always used a hairdryer to do the waves, but Yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with the overall composition. I'm really pleased that I changed the size of the crest and I added that kind of crushing wave element into one of the other sides. So I'm pleased I did that, but I'm also pleased with the balance of the colours and the infusion of those colours. Let me know what you think. I'd really love to hear your feedback, and I really hope I get to see you again in the next video. Have a great week, everyone. Take care, and I'll leave you with some more details. See you soon. Bye.